Well, the race for the White House is getting tighter. A new poll shows Republican Donald Trump right on the heels of Democrat Hillary Clinton. This is a CNN poll that finds Trump is trailing Mrs. Clinton by just 6 points. That is a big difference from last month when he was behind 16 points. Trump held his first town hall meeting tonight in New Hampshire.
Our John Keller was there. He is just back. And John, the Trump wagon, is it still rolling as the poll suggests it is?
Yes, David and Lisa, it is, because for now at least, he is conveying authenticity in a way the last multimillionaire businessman to win in New Hampshire, Mitt Romney, never could. Romney, you'll recall, was gun-shy about his wealth. Trump brags about it, and so far, New Hampshire Republicans like that just fine.
Actually, I wanted to file the financials because, you know, I'm sort of a bragger. You know?
Yes, Donald Trump is a very wealthy man, and he keeps any shyness about sharing that fact well hidden. But we wondered, do you believe that wealth equals wisdom?
No, not at all. Oh boy, would I be a smart person?
Well, Mitt Romney got raked by the Democrats because he was a wealthy, successful businessman.
He wasn't very wealthy, no.
What makes you think the same won't happen to you?
Was he wealthy? He let us down. Mitt Romney let us down. He should have won that election. He failed. He choked.
Can Trump do what Romney could not, embrace his millions while also winning the embrace of voters? Among the throng that turned out for him tonight in Derry, mixed views on his money, but common admiration for the man.
I know that he's very smart, and I trust him that he can make a difference.
Do you think wealth equals wisdom?
Not necessarily. No, there are a lot of rich people, I think, that aren't really smart, at least in this area, you know. And
but
so
he's different.
I think he is.
That's a selling point for you, his wealth and success.
That's a big selling point.
Yeah. How about you? Do you think wealth equals wisdom?
Oh, absolutely not. Of course not. For me, it's the outspokenness and saying exactly what's on his mind.
Mitt Romney should have won that election, and he didn't. Something happened to him. And that's not going to happen to me.
Well, one of the people in line outside told me Romney tried to pretend to be the common man when, quote, everyone knew he wasn't. And that sense was reflected in polls that gave President Obama a huge edge on the question of who cares more about me. Now, that kind of class warfare has been a big part of the Democratic arsenal in recent elections, David, and if Trump could get out from under it, it would be quite the move.
Kind of an interesting point, though, because we often see politicians do that phony thing where they roll up the sleeves and they pretend as if they aren't rich. Donald Trump's not doing that.
Oh, no. He's not pretending to be anything that he isn't, and, you know, the question is, can he keep the ball rolling and overcome the backlash against some of the ways in which he conducts himself? This crowd in Derry tonight absolutely ate it up.
Yeah, the polls so far in his favor. John Keller, thank you so much. And John Keller, of course, wants to hear from you. You can send an email to keller@WBZ-TV.com. You can also tweet him @KellerAtLarge.